my goodness, welcome back. Purrely in 2026. I did it. I don't know if I'd recommend it. I mean, it depends. Like, are you trying to like win? Because I think you could. I think you could if you were a better Yu-Gi-Oh player than I am. Then maybe someone can take this and make it meta or competitive again. But I took it to locals. It's, I think, one of my favorite decks. It was the first ever deck that I learned. This was the deck that when everyone told me, Reina, you should learn Blue Eyes as your first Yu-Gi-Oh deck because it's simple. I looked at those Blue Eyes and said, get your dragons out of my face. I want to learn the cute cats. So here is my cute cat Purrely deck, updated for 2026 to at least be a smidgen competitive. So if you want to try, if you want to take it to your locals, if you just want to have, yeah, here's my Purrely deck, 2026, 1,000 years of malice and 2 bajillion years of Purrely. So yeah, let's get into it. Let me show you. So while I'm organizing it to show you, to have this be a little more properly laid out, let me give you a little introduction to Purrely. If you've never played Purrely, it is an Xyz deck that its primary, I feel like I said that wrong. Its primary goal is to make a towers. And if you don't know what a towers is in Yu-Gi-Oh, it is basically a big unaffected monster. And in this case, it is a big unaffected cat. It is unaffected by your opponent's activated card effects. And yeah, it can get very large and there are OTK. There's ways to OTK in this deck. So basically, you are attempting to cheat out an Xyz. This is not what I would consider a proper Xyz because there are a ton of quick play spells. It's very much a quick play spell deck, and you're using the quick play spells in order to cheat out, special summon these adorable Xyz cats. And you can either go for game with some of the Xyz cats, or you can just make the big unaffected Xyz cat. And so because of that, when I started learning Yu-Gi-Oh in spring of 2025, Purrely was already not meta. Purrely is actually a deck that still has some of the quick play spells on the ban list. I think Konami should remove them, but because I really don't think having them back is going to make it what it used to be. But apparently I've heard lore that back in the day, Purrely was a super meta competitive deck. It was like a top deck. And now it's not, mainly because, and this is just my ruminations, there's one negate in one of the Xyz cats. But in general, it really is just making a big unaffected cat, and there's not a lot of interaction kind of built in. I think it's a great deck to play in Genesis. And it's just, I guess, what I would call more of a fair deck. I feel like modern Yu-Gi-Oh sometimes can feel very unfair. But anyway, let me go ahead and show you the deck list. And keeping that in mind, that I was trying to create, in order to make it competitive, I'm kind of meaning some stuff that might seem a little, let me just show you what I mean. Okay, so if we are looking at a Purrely deck, these are our main adorable contenders. So yes, it's going to be mismatched rarity because most of this Purrely deck, I think actually all of it was given to me. There was some stuff that came out in rarity that I got some upgrades for, but basically we are looking at 3 Purrelys. This is our main. Oh my gosh, the artwork is just adorable. So if you've never read Purrely, it says if this card is normal or special summon, you can excavate the top 3 cards of your deck. And if you do, you can add 1 excavated Purrely spell trap to your hand. Also place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Once per turn during your main phase, you can reveal 1 Purrely quick play spell in your hand, special summon 1 Xyz from your extra deck card that mentions that card by using this card you control as material, and attach the revealed card to the summon monster. So notice this is a soft once per turn. It doesn't say once per turn, or you can only use the effect of Purrely once per turn. So you can excavate 3 times per turn if you normal or special summon all 3. If it goes to grave and it comes back, and you can excavate as many times as you can get a Purrely out, is basically what I'm trying to say. Also, by revealing a Purrely quick play spell in your hand, you can, this is what I was talking about, cheat out the Xyz. So I'll show you what I mean by that, and I'm also going to show you which Xyz match with it. So this is a starter. We have our Purrelys, and then we have our Purrely. I say Purrely. I've heard it pronounced differently, but these are Purrelys. So the white cat is a soft once per turn. This one is a hard once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Purrely card from your deck to your hand, which means you can actually add the other cat because it is a Purrely card. Except a quick play spell. You can target one Purrely quick play spell in your graveyard and special summon an Xyz monster. So again, same mechanic. This is going to allow you to special by revealing from a quick play spell, Purrely quick play spell from your hand. This is going to allow you to target one in grave. You can play 3 of these. I chose to play 2. And then you can only use each effect of Purrely once per turn. That is what makes this a hard once per turn. So as you can tell, neither of those inherently have a way to special summon themselves. So you are, while there are other mechanics in the deck that can special, you're mainly having to potentially rely on a normal summon, which is why we have the Dawn Angel Combi. This one came in one of the latest like OTS packs, so it was a rarity upgrade, but look at how the printing, and that's how a lot of the cards when we opened the OTS store packs, there's an Alphonse here and there too, look like, which is unfortunate that the printing quality, but anyway. So this says if you control no monsters or all monsters you control are fairy monsters, all of our Purrely stuff is going to be a fairy monster. You can special summon this card from your hand. You can tribute any number of fairy monsters, including this card. Special summon a fairy monster from your deck whose level equals the total levels of those monsters had on the field. So this is a level 1 fairy. So you special summon this, you then tribute itself, and then you can summon out, oh my goodness, a level 1 fairy. So I am choosing to run 2 of these. I will say when I took this to locals, I did run out of cats, but I also think I just haven't really practiced with this deck enough to get really good at like the recycling of it. But this is what I would consider like the main starters. The quick play spells, the memories as they're called. So these came from Rarity. So I do have a upgrade from Rarity 5. There was the Purrely Pretty Memories. So the memories are the quick play spells, and these do allow you to special from deck a Purrely, but you have to discard. So it can feel a little, I mean, it just kind of depends what your hand is. Okay, so we have Purrely Pretty Memory, which I am playing 3 of, and all of the memory spells are going to have this first bullet point that says discard 1 card, and if you do, special summon 1 level 1 Purrely monster from your deck. Now, you don't have to do that very often in this deck. That is not something that you're going to do, but these could be starters because of that if you have something to discard. So also the memories. So first, the memories are going to have the like card effect, and then you can apply the following effect. So notice that you can, meaning you don't have to do the discard. So Pretty Memory, each player is going to gain 1,000 life points, and then you can apply the special summon. They also then have if this is used as a material on a Purrely Xyz monster, this says once per turn you can send 1 other card you control the graveyard, then target 1 card your opponent controls and attach it. So if this is used as material for any of the Xyz, not just for the Xyz that mentions Pretty Memory on it, you can discard, right? Oh, send 1 other card you control to the graveyard and then target, and then you can attach. So that is a good way to kind of board break because you can target and attach. And it's not once per turn. So if you have 3 Pretty Memories attached to a Purrely Xyz, you are able to do that 3 times. Next, we have what everyone wants, a Happy Memory. We're playing 3 Happy Memories. These ones are unlimited. Konami has not taken that away from us. And Happy Memory has the choose 1 card on the field, and until the end of the next turn, the first time it would be destroyed by card effect, it is not destroyed. So this is a way to protect your things from being destroyed by card effect. You could also do some saucy plays if you are trying to protect something else from being destroyed by card effect that your opponent controls. Normally, I use this to protect my own things, and then after choosing a card, you can do the discard and special. If this is the material, it can attack monsters a number of times up to each battle phase, up to the number of Purrely Happy Memories attached to it. So this means you can attack a monster up to technically 4 times. If you have 3 Happy Memories on it, you're going to get to attack and then activate Happy Memory to attack again, and then activate Happy Memory and attack again, and then activate Happy Memory and attack again. This is like the OTK card, because it can attack monsters a number of times of each battle phase up to the number of Purrely Happy Memories attached to it. So I guess technically if you had 3 Happy Memories attached to it, yeah, it would make 4. But if you're like, okay, cool, but like what if they don't have enough monsters? This is where Delicious Memory comes in. So Delicious Memory is limited, semi-limited, I guess. We can only play 2. Look at all that delicious food. The card art on this is just phenomenal. So happy memory plus a delicious memory is how you can go for game, because if your opponent has left something in attack, and you will have enough damage to get over it, because it's going to only attack monsters up to that many times. If you read delicious memory, choose 1 monster on the field until the end of next turn. It cannot be destroyed by battle. So you will delicious memory your opponent's attack facing monster, and then you can just go into it 4 times. And if your Xyz Purrely cat is big enough, then, boom, there you go. And if this is material, that Xyz monster will gain 300 attack and defense for each material attached to it. So delicious memory, I guess we can see why it's semi-limited, because it is going to make things chunky. If you have 2 delicious memories on a Xyz cat, they are gaining 600 for every material. So we are making big cats. Sleepy memory is also only at 2. Oh, it's so cute. Only at 2. I wish we could get him back. But sleepy memory has the next battle or damage effect you take this turn will become 0. Then it has the discard. The reason this one is because once per turn during your opponent's standby phase, you can draw 1 card. And drawing cards tends to get the ire of Konami. So again, if you have 2 sleepy memories attached to 1 monster or 1 on each one, that's 2 draws. So you can get 2 draws during your opponent's standby phase. So let me go ahead, and before I show you the rest of the deck, I actually think, grabbing it, I think it makes more sense to show you the cats that go along with each of these memories. So Noir goes with sleepy memory. So like I said earlier, the Purrely lets you reveal a quick play spell in hand and then Xyz out. That's why I say it's like not like a real Xyz, because like you're cheating it out. Xyz, whatever's mentioned on it. So if we read Noir, it says if this card has Purrely Sleepy Memory as material, so if you reveal Sleepy Memory in hand, you will Xyz summon out Noir with Sleepy Memory and the Purrely as material. This will target Engrave, Purrely. So if Purrely targets Sleepy Memory Engrave, you get Noir. So Sleepy Memory goes with Noir. So regal, so cute. Noir says once per turn, so this is just on your turn. You can discard 1 card, then target 1 card your opponent controls, or up to 2 if it has Sleepy Memory as material, and return that card to hand. Up to thrice per turn. Now, this is the part. They all have this up to thrice per turn. I forget to do this, and I'm actually pretty sure now that I'm reading this that I definitely forgot to do this during the locals that I took this to. So when you activate a Purrely quick play spell, you can attach that card on the field to this card's material. Then you can set a Purrely trap directly from your deck. So meaning if I Xyz this out and I have Sleepy Memory and then I activate Delicious Memory, I can then chain Noir to attach and then I get to set. It's very important. It's something I very often forget to do. My most favorite cat goes with Delicious Memory. It's Plumpito Gordito. So I am playing 2 Noirs. I am only playing 1 Plumpito Gordito. So this one, again, has the up to thrice per turn. When you activate a Purrely Quick Play spell, you can attach that card on the field to this card. Then you can banish 1 monster on the field until end phase. As I'm reading these, I realize I completely forgot to do this. I was just chaining to attach. But it is really important to remember that they have that second effect. This also has the once per turn. So this isn't a quick effect. So it's just your turn. You can target up to 2 spells traps in the graveyard. So either one. Attach them to this card as material. This is a quick effect if this card has Purrely Delicious Memory on it. So Noir does not turn into a quick effect when it has Sleepy Memory. It just means that you can return more things to hand. Plump does become a quick effect if it has Delicious Memory attached, and you can attach 2 spells or traps from either graveyard. And remember, Delicious Memory is giving 300 attack and defense for every material. So Plumpito Gordito can get very big very quickly. Next, we have Happy Memory. And again, this is our OTK cat. So again, paired with Delicious Memory and then Happy Memory, I am playing 2 Purrely Happiness. And Happiness says up to thrice per turn, you can attach that card, and then you can return 1 spell trap your opponent controls to the hand. This also has the effect at the start of the damage step. If this card battled, you can add 1 Purrely card from deck to your hand. Also, if this card has Purrely Memory as material, you can half the attack of 1 face-up monster on the field. So that's how we OTK, right? So we attack with Happiness, which is already at 2,000. If you have a Delicious Memory on it, and if you have the 3 happinesses, that's 4, so it's getting 1,200. So 3,200. You attack, and then at the end of damage step, because it attacked, you get to add a Purrely and half the attack. Now remember, you Delicious Memory to make sure that your opponent's monster can't get destroyed by battle. So now you're going to half the attack. You're going to do it again. You're going to half the attack. You're going to do it again. You're going to half the attack. You're going to do it again. I think in more capable hands, or if I did more practice with it, this deck is actually really, really scary and can do really well. Our last little gatito is Beauty, and she is a beauty. Giving Vogue. Playing 2 of these. This one goes with Pretty Memory, of course. This one has the when you chain to attach a quick play, you can change the battle position of 1 monster your opponent controls. So this would be great. Let's say if you're trying to go for OTK and you need Happiness to attack into an attack position monster, you can get Beauty out in order to do that. Beauty is also a good one that you can end on, because once per turn, you can target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn, and it is a quick effect. So this is the only negate. It's only an effect monster negate. So as we're looking at all of these cards, well, yes, we do have like board breaker stuff in it in terms of like attaching, or sorry, like sending back to hand. This is going to allow us to take stuff from graveyards. This is just going to be able to attack a bajillion times and keep having the attack of your opponent's monsters. This is the only negate, and that's why I feel potentially this deck has, I guess, kind of fallen off in that sense. In terms of the rest of the main deck, though, so I did just want to show you which ones go with each one. So if you're ever curious about playing it, also this kind of a little bit of a what the deck does, I suppose a profile. We do have other Purrely cards. We have Purrely Yeep, adorable. This is going to let you basically cheat out the big unaffected cat. So target 1 Purrely Xyz you control, special summon from your extra deck a Purrely Xyz with a different rank by using that target as material, but return it to the extra deck during the end phase of the next turn. So what you take out with Purrely Leap, so I showed you the little cats. I am playing, I believe, 2 of, this is the big one. This is the big unaffected cat. So the way we cheat out the big unaffected cat is by using Purrely Yeep, and you can also, you don't have to cheat out the big unaffected cat. So X Purrely Noir says you can also Xyz this by using a rank 2. All the other ones are rank 2s with 5 or more materials. So you can get this out naturally, but the trap is a great way. And remember, you get to set the trap off of the Noir. I'm telling myself because I definitely forgot. This card is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects while it has 5 or more materials. You can detach 2 materials from this card, then target 1 card your opponent controls or in their graveyard. Place it on the bottom of the deck. This is a quick effect if it has a level 1 Purrely monster as material. So it is a big, unaffected. I say big because while it's naturally at 1,100, which isn't, super big, you figure if you have 5 materials, make 1 of those a Delicious Memory, it's gaining 1,500. Make 2 of those a Delicious Memory, it's gaining 3,000. You can have a lot of materials to make this very big. It is unaffected, and you can detach to basically place something from graveyard or from field onto the bottom of your opponent's deck, which is very powerful. In terms of other Purrely cards, I am only playing 2 Stray Street. This is a card that I have seen at 3 because this means this card, the basic purpose of it is to get more stuff attached. Also, do you see the little Purrely hiding in the corner? Do you see her? She's so cute. Your opponent cannot target Purrely monsters you control with card effects that turn their special summon, so it's protection. And once per turn, so there's also recursion. So if your board gets wiped or something happens, once per turn, if a face-up Purrely Xyz you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, special summon 1 level 1 Purrely monster from your deck or graveyard. And then during the end phase, you can target a Purrely Xyz on the field and attach 1 Purrely quick play spell from your deck or graveyard as material. So you can attach Delicious Memory from deck and just make sure your cat is super big. And then I'm playing 3 Mi Amigo Purrely, my friend Purrely. This, I guess, could be considered another starter. Like I said, all the Purrely stuff for the most part, except Purrely Yeep and Stray Street, like everything else does get you potentially into starting off. But you need to start off with one of the small cats. So my friend, let's look at it. So cute. You can pay $500, that's cost. Reveal 3 Purrely cards from your deck, except my friend Purrely, and your opponent randomly picks one for you to add to your hand. You do not show the card because it's random. You don't show the card that you are adding back to your hand. Then you shuffle the rest into your deck. This also has some recursion. If a face-up Purrely Xyz you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, even during the damage step, you can add up to 3 Purrely quick play spells with different names from your graveyard to your hand. That's it for the Purrely stuff for the main deck. Everything else is going to be like my board breaker hand trap lineup. I am playing 3 visions. As you can see, there's a lot of quick play spells, and if you get any of these into grave, there is the Purrely to try to special them. I am playing 1 MST to search off of the visions. I am maining Duster. I am also maining 2 Illusion Gate. Yeah, I know. I am also maining Called By, and I am maining Pot of Sauce. That's what I was saying. I think some of my choices come off as a little like, why? And it's really just to try to make this deck more competitive with the current meta. On that note, I am also playing 3 Super Polys. So as you can see, very quick play heavy. So visions, the odds that you're going to get to draw and not have to discard your entire hand can be great. It did happen to me. And then in terms of hand traps, I just think Droll is really good. So I am playing 2 Droll. And then in order to try to get into more draws, I decided to do the 2 Fua, 2 Purrely combo. So this is the main deck. I believe I have it at 40. I could count out loud for you, but you're just gonna have to trust that I know how to count to 40 or more. But this is the main deck. So let me go ahead. I did not make a side deck for this to take to locals. I often feel like when I'm just kind of playing casual decks or I'm just like messing around. I don't know about you, but I'm already borrowing some of these from myself. Like some of these cards came from my Elf Note deck. I just don't feel like I have enough cards to be having. I have 4 decks built right now, y'all. 2 of them have side decks. 4 side decks is going to be like a lot. So to review, we'll do the cats again. We have 2 of the big cats, 2 beauties, 2 happinesses, 1 plumpito gordito, and 2 dwarves. We then have our super poly targets. I put Theseus in here, Mud Dragon, and Garura. And then we just have our, like, you know, I don't know, what if something happens? 1 SP, 1 Zeus, 1 Typhon. And yeah, that is the Purrely deck. If you've never heard of Purrely, never read the cards, they're super fun, and they're also just gorgeous to look at. Every time I play this deck, it makes me super happy. It also brings me back a lot of happy fuzzy memories because it's the first deck that it's the deck that got me into Yu-Gi-Oh! You know what I mean? But yeah, that's my Purrely deck profile in 2026. That's on a Purrely card. Let me hold up my most favorite one ever, my Plumpito Gordito. I just absolutely love this deck. I think it is a super fun deck. I think if I remembered all of the things that it does, I would probably have done better with it at locals. And it's one that, I don't know, I feel like right now I'm in like a transition phase with what decks I want to play. Like I just mained Malice for so long, and then I mained like Yummy versions for so long, and then I felt like I was on Fairy Tale for a really long time. And as much as I love those decks, and like I have these moments where like I miss them and like I want to play them, especially because I feel comfortable, I just, you know, need a change every once in a while. So Purrely was kind of one that came up to make a change. I'm also learning Lunalight. I just got my rarity upgrade Panther Dancer in the mail, so I'm also going to be, you know, messing around with that. And I also still really like Elf Notes and trying to learn that one. I think that's going to be my like meta competitive deck. Who knows? Actually, maybe Lunalight did win a regional lately. Purrely, I don't know if we're going to see it on a lineup. I don't even think Purrely, when you watch the videos of people being like, decks this meta to look out for, like they rank them like S tier to like garbage tier. I don't even think Purrely makes anyone's radar, but I love the deck. I think it's a super fun one to play, and hope you enjoyed. And if you want to pick up Purrely, that would be super, you'll love it. It's a really good deck. It was my first ever Yu-Gi-Oh deck. So yeah, hope this was enjoyable. You learned something, and we'll see you on the next one.